This is not a yoga video. In this video, I will be making some clips of me thinking about things, just things that I've been thinking about. So I'm going to be talking about some things that I've been thinking about, and I'll post them up probably in small pieces. Some things that I've been thinking about. Like, I had a list of things that I might include in some YouTube videos, and the one that comes to mind is just the recent stuff that I've been thinking, so bear with me while I go back. And I'm gonna start with the umbrella. So I got this idea a long time ago. Well, it was about 20 years ago, I think, and I actually more than 20 years. I think it was when I got home from the hospital after starting college, and I had an episode of mental illness and had to come home. And when I got home, I hold on, I'm gonna zoom in because I don't like the shot like that. Oops, I can't zoom in. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so when I got to the home after having been in the hospital, I thought to myself, well, that was about the worst thing that's ever happened. That was the worst thing in the world that had ever happened to me. But I had this kind of tiny glimmer of hope one day, because I just randomly thought to myself, it's raining today, there's an umbrella, we have a lot of recycling. And then I thought to myself, you can make an umbrella out of recycling, and I liked that, and it made me smile. And so then I remember one of the aunties in my family, not like a real aunt, but all of these ladies are my aunties, my mom's friends. One of them was over at this house. Her name's Margaret, and she comes over and she says, "Hi Maggie, how have you been doing?" She doesn't say, "I heard you got hospitalized for a psychotic episode." She didn't say, "Oh my gosh, I heard you went through something horrible." She didn't say, "I didn't think you'd be back from college." She said, "Hi Maggie, how are you doing?" And that was like actually one of the kindest things, because I had gone through so much trauma, and coming back, I was just like, nothing's ever going to be normal again. And that was one of the first normal things to hear her say that. And so I said, "Margaret, I haven't told anybody this, but I got an idea that I might make an umbrella out of recycling objects." And she took it totally in stride. She was like, "That is something you could do because you're very creative. You were in that odyssey of the mind in elementary school and high school and middle school." But after that, I never made the umbrella. And so I got this idea recently. I'd kind of like to do it. And then I was thinking maybe I'd make an umbrella out of natural objects. So that's subject one. Subject two is how that came up into my thought. So we're going back a little bit more. The way that came up in my thought was I was watching a whole lot of YouTube. I was watching Good Mythical Morning with Red and Link. And I love them. And then I bought their book, their book on Amazon, Audible, about being your mythical best. Kind kind of like a self-help book for being your mythical best, whatever that means. It's very funny, but it's also very interesting because I was reading it kind of like, and I was thinking to myself, I was reading and listening to the book, and I thought to myself, what does it really mean to be mythical? I always thought that they were just coming up with this weird expression that they kind of shared, and I knew that they had a history where they had gotten in trouble in elementary school. And anyway, but these YouTubers, I don't know if you know who they are, but Ren Link, they have this expression mythical, and I was thinking, what does it really mean to be mythical? And I was thinking it's kind of like doing something large or big or giant or grand or something, like being mythical. It's like doing something incredible. And so I started making a list on the phone that's recording this, so I can't read it to you right now. But my list was about like 10 so far. I'm keeping the list growing later, but I was thinking, like, what are, how like, can I list some mythical things I might do? So I started off thinking, well, what am I already doing that is mythical? And so I was like, earthing 365 days a year, even in snow. Or like doing other goals that I've done every day and things like that. But then I thought to myself, I always wanted to make an umbrella out of recycling objects. So I wrote it down, like, that would be a mythical thing to do. Anyway. But going back further, I remember I was like lying in bed, thinking things that I wanted to say on YouTube. Some of it was like about how to grow a YouTube channel for anybody who was interested in trying to grow their YouTube channel. I know there aren't actually a whole lot of people who make YouTube videos, it seems, compared to the number of population of Earth. So like the percent of people who put up videos on YouTube isn't very big, so I know that most people probably aren't interested in hearing this. But let's see, what was I thinking? Well, one thing is, I have this is like off subject. This is a different subject, but I'll come back to that subject, I think. But I'll try to get back around to it. But I have a Patreon page, and I've been being messaged by some people on Patreon who are kind people who follow me on Patreon. You don't have to pay to follow me on Patreon, and some of them have been saying interesting things that kind of have been prompting me to write wonderful poems that I love, and I love having good prompts for writing. It's kind of like I sometimes have a dry period, and it's just I need the right prompt. Anyway, I think I'm gonna lie back. Alright, what was I gonna, like, I was lying in bed and thinking about making a YouTube video about YouTube. But I'm trying to think about that meta thought, what I was thinking. Sometimes it's hard to remember. Something about, oh, that's what it was. Okay, here's what it would be. I've watched a lot of videos that are like about how to grow your YouTube channel, or like they're kind of like these videos targeted towards people who want to be YouTubers. But I was watching some of those, and they all seem to think the subscriber count is not important, they say. And then they're like, the real thing that matters is how many watch hours you have, like how many hours people have watched your video. Well, in my eyes, that is not true. 4,000 watch hours is how much you have to be monetized. But And you can do that with just 10 subscribers. I mean, probably nobody's done that, but it doesn't matter how many subscribers you have before you get 4,000 watch hours. But that's just money oriented. Like, that is not the goal or aim of why people do YouTube. That is not a good reason to do YouTube. That is not a good reason to try to, just for monetary purposes. Like, what is the purpose of 4,000 watch hours? It is to get money out of it. So why are all of these YouTube channels saying subscriber count doesn't matter? Because subscribers are like the viewers, the people who actually, I mean, it's not the exact same thing as the viewers, but it's people who have looked at you and said, I believe in this. And I think that it's wonderful to have subscribers. I'm not just saying that to get more subscribers. But no, really, I kind of changed how I think about YouTube. I started off in the very beginning, 2 years or more ago, putting out videos, shorts mostly, that I intended to, because my first objective was, well, if people watch my YouTube videos, I can put a link to my Amazon account and they'll read my books and they'll read my poetry, and I can put my poetry on there, and maybe I'll get some more readers. But and then YouTube became this like art form in its own, and I was like making these shorts mostly, and then some long form videos, and I was like, I like the art form so much in its own. It's like my new favorite art form. I love making art, and making YouTube videos works. It's the best thing. But then I posted March of this year, I think, was the first one. So we're in August when I make this video. The end of August. So like not very long ago, I posted, like 6 months ago, I posted my first long form yoga video. And man, that video, I think it got like 3,000 views, and I was like, whoa, people want to see this. And so I thought to myself, maybe this could be my niche. People say find your niche, like in all those instructional how to get big on YouTube videos. They're all like, find your niche. Well, I found it in yoga videos. It definitely is a niche, one of the niches of subjects that people really like watching. People will watch almost any YouTube video that I put out there, and there will be at least 1,000 subscribers if I make a long form yoga video, usually. Sometimes, I think maybe that's generally true, at least. So most of my YouTube long form videos that are yogas have done well. And I've reached a lot of people. And then there was a period of, is this what I want to do? Because most of the people I'm reaching are just like gawking at my body and stuff. And I'm like, well, not sure if that's what I want. But I put up with the comments that were like, hey, your butt's great. And I rolled with it a little bit, and I was like, well, thanks a lot for the butt compliment. and I just said, well, I can make the best of this because I love doing the yoga. Yoga is good for me, and there is something really good in this, and there are a lot of really good people commenting too. And like there was this one commenter, what is her first name? She was wonderful. She went into my community post and she was like, I love your poetry. And she was like, I love your art. Like, she was connecting with my mind in a way that I loved it so much. And she bought a bunch of my Audible, my books. She bought some books of mine, and she even reviewed them on Amazon. And I was like, I did the thing that I've wanted to do in the beginning, even though that's not the point now. The point now is totally different. So I guess right now, whew, what is the point now? The point now is to touch somebody, to touch them in a way, to give them something to watch, even if it's just entertainment. And it is financial, too, if that happens. It's financial. The point is financial. But it doesn't have to be. And if I never got a penny out of YouTube, I would do it for the rest of my life with no hesitation. No hesitation. Like I would pour myself into it. I would love doing it. People would read my things and look at my things and watch me do yoga and do yoga with me, and I would just love it because YouTube, I guess that I really love it. I do love it. And it also has given me these incredible videos of my dog and my cat that I can look at my own playlists whenever I need to. Whenever I need to look at my pets, and I can see my pets being cute. Mazeltov the cat has a playlist, and Brazen the dog has a playlist. And even my old dog is in the first video that I ever posted, I think, or one of the first ones. Tobin, the beautiful yet golden lab, yellow lab. So, I've talked a lot. Probably enough, huh? What else? There. What else is worth saying? Most people probably would have clicked away already. But you are still watching this. And it's not just that I'm grateful. I'm just kind of amazed. I'm fascinated. People actually care about my life in a way. Take some deep breaths, and thank you so much for watching. It's been good.